Ready. Good evening, everyone. How are you? This is Enrique of Spanish United, founder and director. Today we have a very special guest. Would you be kind enough to introduce yourself to the audience, please?
Thank you, Enrique, for having me on the show. This is Atillia Kahveci. I'm one of the volunteers and the community leaders of Anatolia Cultural Centers.
Welcome.
That is in Southern California. That is based in Southern California.
Welcome. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Yes, as you know, there was a recent earthquake in Turkey, and we wanted to offer our condolences, our sympathies, and our prayers for the people of Turkey through this very difficult time. And Spanish United, we do a lot of outreach work, and we talk with different people, and we wanted to extend our support for the Turkish community, because this Hispanic community also has gone through many things, and we are in solidarity with the people of Turkey.
Well, thank you for reaching out, Enrique. This really means a lot in times of stress and really tragedies. It really means a lot. When the disaster strikes you, you're looking right and left, who's there and who's not. So I'd like to thank you again for having me on your show.
Oh, it's our pleasure, and we know how it is. When things happen, a lot of things happen to the Hispanic community, and unfortunately, a lot of it doesn't get any type of attention for various reasons. And we wanted to ask, how exactly did the earthquake happen, and what is the situation and the magnitude of what's happening over there?
I heard about it when I was visiting a friend. Right after I left, I was at the airport, and then I looked at social media, and then the messages kept coming, and then saying that it was a 7.8 magnitude at 4:18 a.m. in Turkish time, which correlates to around 5 or 6:18 p.m. Sunday evening. Pacific time. It was a huge earthquake. When I saw it, I was struck. It was 7.8. Cause in 1999 there was another earthquake in the last portion of the last millennia in 1999 in Turkey, and it was around Istanbul, a very highly populated dense city, and the environs, and it was in the magnitude of 7.4 or 6. Now, when this 7.8 comes, it's like double the power of 7.4. I was struck, and then I immediately said, what's going on? There must be a lot of casualties, because that is the southern part of Turkey, which it struck 7 cities very badly and was felt in 28 cities.
Oh, wow.
So there was a fault line that is very long. And people were not expecting historically. I just was speaking to a friend from that area, and he was saying that the last time it happened, it was like a large earthquake. It was recorded in the 16th century. So when the seismic activities were recorded, there was nothing like that in that region. Of course, in Istanbul, in Izmir, in the northeastern part, there are various earthquakes, but this was one of the first. And it struck me very badly. And then the videos kept coming in that the 5, 6, 7 story high, or 4, 5, 6 story high apartment buildings collapse, and then there might we estimated there might be a lot of people under the rubbles, and that's the first initial reports were saying like 28 people in one city dead. Several buildings collapsed, dozens of buildings collapsed. As time went by, now we are on Tuesday. In 2.5 days, now the numbers have grown to more than 5,000. And this is a very optimistic number, 5,000. And there are reports of like close to 10,000 apartment buildings collapsed. So this like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 7, 8, and 10 story high buildings. And the thing is, in Turkey, it's not steel. That part of the region doesn't have the steel construction, but it was on concrete. With that big of an earthquake, 7.8. And then Again, the videos kept pouring in, and then we saw like large buildings, apartment buildings collapse, and with the aftershocks even
Mhm.
again continued to collapse during the aftershocks, and then another separate big 7.6 or 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck
Mhm.
close to the first epicenter. This is a different one.
Mhm.
This wasn't an aftershock. And then while people were rescuing the victims under the rubble or trying to reach the loved ones who are deceased, they were uh, they were struck by another big separate earthquake
Mhm.
while they're trying to reach the loved ones. So now the of course what the people in that region requires now, because there's snow there, and you might have seen the videos or the
Mhm.
pictures
I have.
that it's now heavily snowing, and then having a car right now is a blessing for the people there. If you have a car, if you have a gas in the tank, then you're blessed because you'd be able to spend a few nights in the warmth of your car. Otherwise, you end up spending a night or two or three in the freezing temperatures
Mhm.
on the streets.
Yeah, a lot of people are not aware that Turkey also snows because when people think of the Middle East or the Eastern Mediterranean, they think warm, but Turkey has many different temperatures. You have areas that are warm and that are also cold.
Exactly, exactly. And this is one of the warmest areas in summer time. But of course, in winter time, because of the altitude and other factors, it snows. In Adana, even by the seaside, it snows at times. So, and what people need right now, and I felt kind of a relief today that people are now in some tents, some
Hmm.
disaster tents,
Hmm.
and again lighting fires outside the tents and trying to warm up. And so yes, but people are still in dire need, and still, of course, there's another factor: being under the rubble first, trying to escape from that, and the rescue and relief efforts trying to reach those people, victims under the rubble. And the second factor is the hypothermia. That
Hmm.
is, people are caught up in the middle of the night to that earthquake at 4:18 a.m., being under the rubble, maybe with their blankets or so, but they might be suffering from hypothermia as well. And the last is like being close to water.
Hmm.
If they have a bottle of water, they might, if they also saved from under the rubble, and if they not suffering from hypothermia, just their body temperature drops below 35 centigrades,
Hmm.
degrees centigrade. Another factor is like drinking water
Hmm.
under the rubble. So these are some of the factors.
Yeah, water is so important, especially when people go to these type of situations, because as you know, the body is composed of 90% water. So it's very important to keep hydrated, even during winter. And I know that in many instances when it's winter, people tend not to drink water because you don't get thirsty, but it's very important to remain hydrated, especially during these times. And many Latin American countries, such as Mexico, such as Argentina, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and even Spain have sent relief and rescue teams over to Turkey to help out. So, which is a very good thing because in we kind of Hispanics kind of get a bad reputation that we only take and we don't give. So it's very good that many Hispanics in the United States and in Latin American countries have organized rescue teams and sent people to Turkey to help out with the rescue missions and also to provide aid to the people there.
Yeah, exactly. At these times, as I said in the beginning, like looking right and left, also the countries are looking right and left. The people of those countries are looking right and left when a disaster strikes, and then seeing a helping hand from the other part of the world, midway, half through the other side of the planet, really means a lot. And these international rescue teams are going in there with their expertise, and they're the best of their countries, and then really coming from that part of the world, Latin America, Mexico, means a lot for the people of Turkey. I think it should be highlighted
Hmm.
that you are reaching out to people in need, and
Hmm.
this is really very, very valuable.
Yes, one of the things that we do in Spanish United is not just dealing with the issue of the homeless, people that are in need, and also,
Mhm,
you know, with Hispanic issues. But we also reach out to different communities, from religious communities, because we believe that it's very important
mhm.
that there is to be a dialogue and an exchange with other communities. So that way it will help relieve any type of tension, create harmonious relations, and also have a door open to dialogue. And especially with today's world that people have friction with each other for different things. I think it's very important that different groups that are not part of the same ethnicity or the same culture should always keep a door open out. So that way there could be a better dialogue and exchange.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You summed it up pretty well. Thank you.
You're welcome. And also, Latin America has an indirect connection with Turkey through the Sephardic Jews, you know, that
Oh, yeah.
were expelled from Spain, and many that went to Turkey. Many of those Sephardic Jews went to Latin America. So, indirectly, Turkey has connections with Latin America to the Sephardim.
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. And some of them ended up in Latin America, and some of these Sephardic Jews ended up in Turkey in different parts, cities in the Ottoman era in
Hmm.
1492
Hmm.
when the acquisition happened. But yeah, and after the solution of the Ottomans, I think some Sephardic Jews ended up again in Latin America in 1920s or 1910s, before or during the First World War.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
And there is still a pretty large community in Latin America of Sephardic Jews. I'm actually a descendant of one of them myself, so
Oh, wow.
I've always felt a connection towards Turkey. As you know, the Sephardic Jews, they speak a language is called Ladino, which is a mixture of Spanish and Hebrew, and it's
Mhm.
only spoken in the countries that were formerly part of the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Exactly. And they have a beautiful synagogue here on Wilshire Boulevard in West LA.
Yes, yes, that I know. I think I've been there like once, long time
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
So tell me little bit about what your cultural center does, so that way the listeners could have an idea what you guys are about.
Well, the cultural Anatolian Culture Centers, what it does is like it kind of speeds up the integration of the newcomers from Turkey, and it has Saturday schools and also some after-school programs. It also does picnics for the community and the neighbors who live around in that neighborhood in the community, and then a lot of activities around that thing. And we were also thinking, you asked like the Turkish classes.
Yes.
We're thinking about starting a new Turkish classes. We had it before until 2015 or so, but now we are thinking again to have some Turkish classes in our center in Irvine. It's on Jamboree Road at the five, close to the 5 freeway in Irvine, next to 24 Hour Fitness.
Oh, okay. And you guys are also a mosque as well, correct?
Yes, there's a small portion that's a mosque where Friday prayers are performed.
Oh, okay.
Friday noontime. Yes,
Right. So you guys are open pretty much every day.
yes, yes.
Nice. Is the mosque Sunni, or is it part of a different
It's a
branch of
Sunni.
Islam?
Traditionally, Turks are Sunni Muslims. There are also some Alawites,
Hmm.
which is a kind of a Shiism, but a very different interpretation than Shiism. Alawites, and yes, usually Turks are people who live in Turkey who are Muslims are coming from the traditional Sunni uh, portion of
Oh,
Islam.
nice. Awesome. Yes, I would love to definitely visit you and visit, you know, your cultural center, so that way we could have a better engagement
Yeah,
and see what we can do. We could talk in the future, like I could do like a speech there, you know, to talk about having better relations between the Hispanic community and the Turkish community, because I feel it's very essential that right now, more than ever before, there needs to be a dialogue. And I feel that when people don't talk and they isolate themselves, it's human nature where people start to suspect the other, not trust the other, and I think it's counterproductive. So I think it's very important
Exactly.
that there needs to be more meetings like this, with other groups of people.
Yeah, exactly. In order to have hope for each other, there is this dichotomy of hope versus fear. If you don't want to be on the fear side, if we want to remain hopeful, we should get to know one another. We should be connected. If not, then the fear kind of reigns in, and then, of course, as you said, like this disconnect, then kind of becomes a disparity or kind of hatred towards one another grows to be. So again, in order for affection and love for the other communities or people, people should be connected with each other and with respect and love.
I agree with you, and that's one of the things that Spanish United does, is that we, educate people about loving each other, caring for one each other. It's not just caring about our immediate family or friends, but also others of the community, because we're all part of the human family regardless of what we are.
Exactly.
And it's very important that we teach these values. And also, one of the things that we also do is that we also try to dispel any negative stereotypes that people have of Hispanic people. And one of the things that we do is that we try to engage with other people, try to do workshops, and trying to get different people together so that way they can know that Hispanics are not what the media or what Navitist groups portray us to be.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Hispanic community is great. One of the greatest people in Southern California. They're very hardworking. They are very affectionate and wonderful people, hardworking people in the community. One of the hardest working people in the community. They are family oriented, which is great, and taking care of each other. And with these kind of outreach, as you said, it's very important to connect with the other communities so that we can, as you said, stand together in
Mhm.
times of dire straits and in times of need. That these kind of interactions of utmost importance.
Absolutely, I think it's very important because when people go through need, when we go through our own need, we have people that will be there for us.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I can't agree more.
So I wanted to tell you, thank you so much for being the show, Atilia. So we did it right on time. So what I'll do is that when I finish, I will send you the link, and you could share it with whoever you want to. And again, for your listeners on your side that want to reach out to us, we are on social media: Spanish United Facebook, Spanish United Instagram, Spanish United Twitter, and we also have our YouTube channel, Spanish United.
Well, thank you and congratulations on the wonderful work that you've been doing, Enrique.
It is my pleasure. We'll definitely keep in contact, and have yourself a wonderful evening.
We shall. Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.